Hello there, party people, and welcome back once again to Manorlords. In the previous episode, we managed to just about stave off starvation. It was a near thing several times over. Definitely don't want to be doing that again. In fact, today, we're going to be turning the wheel backwards, heading in the other direction. I have taken quite a bit of time to review your comments, taken all your suggestions, and decide how we're going to do things better. The first and foremost, the first thing I have been told, is that that fields of this design are not good. You need to make long, thin strips of fields. The algorithm for plowing works well with them, and you kind of have to go with the plowing station if you want to farm in a sort of serious capacity. The alternative to that plan is to really triple down on vegetables and on other forms of food production, like passive food production. The chickens, the veggies, the orchards, all that sort of thing. We don't really have access to orchards because we would need to spend a development point, and I think I do want to go down the armor making. But we can go kind of crazy with the veggie plots. We have no one moving in at the moment because food has been a bit of a problem. But you know what I'm thinking? I think this is the time. I'm thinking we triple down. I'm thinking we lean into it and we decide, you know what? We're going to live in the world we want to see. Also, we're going to upgrade our stables so that we have more animal space to make these constructions go even faster. Also, something I have noticed is every time you load the game, you gotta... Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. You've got to reset the construction reserve on your saw pits. Otherwise, they'll just chop up all of your timber. Just something to be aware of. None of the other productions seem to lose their settings. It's just that one. Bit of an odd behavior. And uh-oh. Another bandit camp, huh? That's a bit of a concern. They are currently in Nuzlocke. And we're next to Selets and Immerith. Okay, cool. People did also mention I should be using the Mercenaries. That's a great way to kind of get around things. Loserville? Where the hell is Loserville? Okay, a quick foray into the Steam forums. And apparently if you reload the game after you quote-unquote die, you get the Loserville tag. This will refresh once the Mercenaries refresh. It's because I just loaded the game back up. That's really funny. Oh, it's like a little save scum joke. I love that. Alright, well, we'll have to wait till Loserville clears itself, but then we could just hire mercs to come in and deal with these brigands for us. I mean, we do have a pretty big retinue. We could use them too. Now, we are about to be taxed, so I was waiting for that to happen before I did anything else. But we can make some money back by taking out those bandits. Maybe we just lean into that. Yeah. Alternatively, we could also put together a Fletcher's workshop and get some archers on our side. That might be a nice idea too. Because, yeah, we've got spearmen, we've got footmen. We don't have archers. Okay, these are all things to consider. I think first things first, let's put down some new burgage plots. And I think we're going to put down some of those farms over here. I was also told it's better to have smaller markets than larger ones. So let's clear out that market right there. And then what we'll do is we'll put down another one. Much smaller one. See if we can just sort of fit it. Okay, I'll have to wait for all that stuff to clear out. Although I suppose alternatively we could put it here. Maybe to this was just such a good space for a market. I was told that having markets that are of a strange size will kind of mess up your stuff. Okay, what if we instead did it like this? Put the market up over there. And then we can put something else in this space. Maybe another house. There we go. Have a little market in that area instead. That'll be perfect. And then we can fit a house or something over here. Okay, so that can be a market. And then I think I'd like another one. Sort of just in this space over here. Just like that. Okay, perfect. That way these houses will be serviced as well. And then, I mean, that well's not that far away. They can just walk. Add a couple more big farms over there. And look at that, the market's already up and running again. Beautiful. Lovely. There we go. A nice little expansion on the village. Okay, so this house has had people move in. Let's go ahead and give them a veggie garden and expand the living quarters. And then I'm going to just sort of generally expand living quarters all around as well. The next phase, once these fields switch over to fallow, will be to completely... We're going to just strip them out, and then we're going to redo it with a better field setup. This is not ideal. Although, look at our happy little workers. Laboring in the sands. Very, very enthusiastically. Yeah, and I do like this suggestion of having multiple little marketplaces. I think it's a way cooler idea. I love it, actually. So, for some reason, these houses down here just aren't receiving food. And I think this is the exact problem that was being described. Is that we've got these markets that they just don't satisfy the demand all the way across the city. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm not overly familiar with medieval towns, but I do think that, you know, you probably have more than one. You probably have like one big marketplace, right? That just seems more efficient. Maybe fantasy has just sold me a lie. A fantasy, you could say. There we go. A 6-place marketplace. Hey, look at that, and that first family is indeed working on this. Excelente. I don't know why. I don't know why these dudes here are not receiving food. Like, presumably they should. What work are these people doing? Like, are they far away? They're miners? So no, I mean, they're not exactly far. The one even works in the damn warehouse. Yeah, these dudes all work nearby. Except these ones working as woodcutters. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. It would be more sensible to turn them off and then assign this family to be woodcutters. That should help with the commute a little bit. Okay, a new family's moved in, and they are living in... Which plot? This plot? This plot over here. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's go ahead and give them a veggie farm too. I'm just a bit worried about my regional wealth, so I'm trying not to spend too quickly. I did scuff the start of this pretty heavily, so we're now doing damage control. But that's fun. That's the beauty of these kinds of games, is fixing the problems that you have created because you're bad at them. Well, we just made 150 bucks. Okay. Bandits! You saw. You're on the bucket. You're on the watch list. Okay, I'm going to spend the money we've got now. These veggie gardens might just save us next year, but we're going to have to get to next year. That's step 1, survive. Some people were asking me why we are selling iron ore when we could just as easily sell something more advanced. And the reason is pretty simple. Let me show you. So iron ore sells for $3, right? Charcoal sells for $5. Iron slabs sell for $4. We have to spend an iron ore and a charcoal in order to make an iron slab. We lose money. You can do it with firewood. Firewood sells for $1. So that would make 3 plus 1 equal 4. So we might as well just sell them separately or not at all. Or just sell charcoal, right? In fact, maybe that's something we want to spec into. We could... It's just the fact that we have infinite iron as soon as we want it. And we still have 1,000 iron. I'm not overly worried. Are we still importing food, by the way? Looks like we are. Well, no, we haven't actually. We've turned off the import stage of things. Okay. So no, we are not buying food at present. Veggies are $12 a pop. That's madness. Hey, our little food stall here now has availability, which means these guys should actually have food for once. Yes, they do. Excellent. By the way, did we ever build that armory to give everybody helmets? I don't think we did. We picked up the tech, though, right? Yeah, so we should be doing that right now. Let's make an armorer's workshop. I need 4 planks. Let's get someone on the saw pit. Okay, someone was on the saw pit. Give me an armorer's workshop. All right, let's have a look at the bandit situation here. I can't afford anyone. I can afford these guys. They'll arrive in Goldhof. The local band of brigands. Well, I mean, they're not much better than the ones we've currently got, so that's probably not worth the effort. I guess we're just sending out the troops. I will wait for winter, though, because there's not much else to do then. They will steal some more food in that time, which might actually kill us. Hey, look at that. And our first batch of what looks like... Is that kale? That looks like kale to me. First batch of kale is coming in. Ooh, 20 planks available. Let's go ahead and push up the level of our stone church. I think that's going to be our next major upgrade here. Hey, there we go. A new stone church is available to us. Man, if that ain't a sight. And I think from there, the rest of the village will grow. Super cool. Super cool. Wish we could do that to the manor as well, but unfortunately, not how that works. 219 days until the next treasury payment is due. We are approaching harvesting season, so we should see a bunch more wheat coming in. Yes, indeed, we have had a big collection. I'm gonna once again wait completely until this is like fully done. Once we've fully pulled all these fields fallow, Yeah, there we go. We will actually just rip all this out and try it a different way. We might just build here and rely on the veggie patches instead. Okay, we have 30 grain available to turn into flour, and then of course that flour can be baked into bread. So let's go ahead and assign a couple of extra families. It's been very nice having some more people coming in for many reasons, but that being one of them is pretty sweet. We are producing helmets, indeed. Most households, I was looking around, now have at least some helmets amongst them, which is really cool. Next time we take out the soldiers, we will pay attention to that and see who's got what. We're also getting the second set of families moving into these plots. This is kind of a must-have for these big veggie farms because you need quite a few people to do the plowing and harvesting. If it's just like the wife at home doing it by herself, as like you can see over here, they don't really get it done fast enough. So having that second family makes a huge difference. Okay, another bandit camp has been sighted. This one's a lot closer to us, but I still would like to use mercenaries to deal with these guys up here in Nuzlocke, which is amazing. Also, I did ask for names for this. I didn't see many great suggestions. This is becoming Loserville until we can decide something better, because that's just too funny not to keep. Now, Nuzlocke over there is the next major one. So what's next to Nuzlocke? We've got Selitz, is that it? Selblitz, and we've got Immenruth. Okay, I just want to see where these mercenaries are going to arrive, because you have to pay them for every month. So if they pitch off on the wrong side of the map, you have to pay a little bit extra. I mean, they'll arrive in Nuzlocke. Okay, 2 pairs of brigands versus 1. I think we can pay for that. We'll make the money back just in the camp looting. Okay, head over here, lads. And again, once the winter hits, that's campaigning season in this messed up world. Okay, charge in. Let's watch the battle unfold. Brother versus brother. Who would win? Not exactly advanced battle tactics going on over here. In fact, maybe we pop out of the battle camp for a moment here, just to reposition this group. We can engage in a bit of a flanking maneuver, perhaps. Yeah, go ahead and run over there. And then swing around and smash him. There we go. That's gonna hurt the morale, for sure. Hey, and we got him done. Perfect. Alright, well, I'm gonna run these guys into this camp. And then I think we're going to sprint them across the map. With 27 days left, we might actually be able to get them to deal with that other bandit camp. If I can avoid any of my people dying, that'd be very nice. Alright, and put that straight in my treasury. Okay, cool. It looks like we can now afford to pay the taxes. This is big. This is big. Okay, run over here. It's the other side of the planet. You know what? I don't think it's worth it. Never mind. I don't want to have to pay them. 1 spearman, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Okay, I'm just going to wait for the harvest to finish coming in. Fully. Let them fully process all the grain, get all their work done, and then in winter we'll run over there. Which does mean we now have this central space available, now that we've moved the market. Which means we could fit a couple more houses, we could fit a big house. You know what? It's a pretty big house, but that could be kind of fun to play with. Go ahead, center of the village, right there. Yeah, and this strategy of having multiple places is definitely better. With 20 timber, I think we go ahead and start working on burgage plots. Start getting some taxpayer money coming in. Okay, we can also order another ox to come work in this stable. That brings our total in our village to 4. And we've got plenty of new burgage plots being filled up. This is amazing. We've got a tiny bit of space left. Approval is dropping just because of the taxation we are levying against people. But that's okay, and food supplies are fairly low. We do have, surprisingly, quite a decent amount of variety, though. Let's go ahead and push this little central one up to level 2. And I wonder what kind of, family structure is that going to be? Like, what's the center of town? It should be an armor maker, I think. That's kind of like the crux of our village, isn't it? Yeah. We got lots of helmets, which is really nice. A couple spears extra, too. But we should see most of our people now have access to better body armor. So I'm actually going to go ahead and draft up the militia. Let's bring in 2 families of gentlemen over here. And let's see how they perform. And you know what? Bring in the retinue, too. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Each of our men is now equipped with a helmet. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, that's going to really push up that survivability. I mean, those large shields, they do a lot for personal defense. And the helmet then covering up the only missing part. The one dude over there has decided to live life in the hard lane. But you know what? I can respect the hustle culture, rise and grind and all that. But that also tells me we clearly have quite a bit more to do. Okay, let's go ahead and draw up a battle line and get these lads to war. I know we probably don't need to take 2 units. We could probably leave people working. But I'm more thinking about, like, I don't want the losses, because we want this village is finally starting to grow again. We are on the red line for food, but I think the next veggie harvest is going to sort us out for good. Not overly worried about that. Okay, here come the bandits. They have reconvened, so let's go ahead and meet them in the open field. I've noticed there are morale debuffs for fighting surrounded by trees. So let's go ahead and take a bit of a V formation here. And then I'm going to take the heavy hitters towards the back, the shock troops. And we're actually going to filter around the side. I don't think there's a way to queue commands just yet. That would be a nice feature to see. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to set these guys to give ground. And I just want to test out some of the more advanced fighting maneuvers. So what should happen is as these guys engage, they should slowly space backwards. And then we can go ahead and an enveloping maneuver like this. Okay, so I want you to charge in the flank. And I want you to charge in the side here too. Excellent. And we managed to take them out with 0 losses on our side. That's exactly what you want to see. Alright, militia, head back to friendly territory and disband. And retinue, go ahead and take out that camp. And I think we're going to take that money straight to the treasury this time. And yes, indeed, our monthly tax gain is increasing dramatically now that we've got more and more houses at level 2. I'm going to push this one up as well. And I guess we probably stagnated? No, we've still got a little bit of living space available, it seems. I think this house hasn't been, yes, filled yet. I'm actually going to go ahead and make these guys armorers as soon as we can. I think that's a wonderful idea. We won't need them making helmets. In fact, actually, we don't want them making helmets. Oh, you know what? A boya could be pretty cool. Getting some archers of our own. And for that, we need planks, huh? Well, don't mind if I do. Ah, looks like the problem with that is that we don't have an ox transporting logs to this building. Yeah, they're bringing logs into the logging camp, but not to the saw pit. Bit of an oversight there. Alright, before I forget, let's go ahead and we're going to straight up just demolish these fields. Allow the ground to recover its fertility. Hopefully it does that when they're not fielded. I'm not sure. But I think we're going to take this land back for our own use. The farming was useful, but it's just, I think we can use this space for other stuff. I think what we'll do is we'll claim this territory and begin farming over there. And we actually have enough money to do this now. Ooh, I'm a bit worried about not paying our taxes. I don't know what the consequences are there. I suppose we could find out, right? But I'd love to claim this territory and turn it into like a farming hub. And then this territory can supply this territory. Maybe that is exactly the play. Okay, before we worry about all that, I am, of course, going to move the lumber camp once again. We can push that further down the lane here. And yeah, this is definitely the forest I want to be chopping up. So let's put these guys... Let's put these guys just over here. Just clear that space back out. And then put the saw pit on the other side of the road. Oh, you know what? Maybe in this space. Space right over there. Too steep to build? It sounds like a you problem. Sounds like a lack of ambition to me. You know what? Stick the saw pit right there on the main crossroads. Right next to the old large storehouse. That sounds good. And I think for the same reason, we can move the stable. And then that gives us the space back to actually develop the city a little further. Because I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a pretty rapid population increase. Okay, we are out of food. We are admittedly out of food. The farmhouse workers can then also be freed from their mortal bonds, which is pretty cool, as can the windmill worker for now. Yeah, see, it's just not really worth it. It's just not really worth it. I think we're just going to wait for the field fertility to return. Okay, 12 unassigned families. This is how we scale. We build like psychopaths now. I think we'll get a second... We will get a second well over there. We're definitely going to want another market to service these families. And it can have 9 stalls, that's fine. And then we go crazy mode here. Oh, hold on, before I get too spicy with that, I'm actually a bit worried about building here, because if we're going to put the farms back at some point, maybe we should build in other areas first. Like, we've got this little space here. Let's do that first. We will lose a couple trees doing this, but that's okay. Should probably get a forestry going too at some point, huh? Yeah, let's get a forester's hut put up as well. Okay, we made it through the winter. Berries are going to start regrowing. Berries are already regrown. Fantastic. Which means, presumably, we can also turn that down to 2 again. I think presumably we are now going to get a pretty substantial veggie harvest. Once these families have moved in, yeah, things are going to really start stabilizing now. And you know what? I think I'm going to lean into my vision of having a... Oh, wait, I don't need it to be that big. I'm going to lean into my vision of having a little... We're going to have some more burgage plots out this way that are going to handle a lot of the more, I don't know, basic food production tasks. Go a little bit further out like this. Just got to be careful of the edge of the map. We're right up against it here. And these guys are never going to go beyond burgage plot level 1. That's fine with me. Or at least not for a while. Okay. A band of raiders has arrived. Oh my goodness. They are right on top of us. Alright. Muster the troops. Rally everyone. I would also love to get that boyer build. We're definitely going to want them next time. How am I still out of planks, dude? It's this joiner. He's made 6,000 large shields. I can guarantee it. Okay, he's made 47 large shields. You know what? Regardless, we don't really need them right now. So let's go ahead and just hit a pause on that. Okay, but muster the troops. Okay, we had 3 bandits. They have hidden themselves within the trees. Let's go ahead and... I'd rather not fight them in the bushes here. We might not have a choice. Let's just go ahead and draw out the front line. The retainers, go over there and start regaining your composition. Everybody else form a nice solid line. Okay, we're going to be careful about this. Spearmen, I want you to form a long straight line here, like so. The sidearm soldiers, you're going to wait back here in reserve for the moment. Maybe off on the flank slightly. And then the shock troops will back them up from the left flank. Let's go ahead and wait for the enemy to come in. Okay, I want you guys holding your ground. Don't do the retreat thing just yet. Let's pull the retinue up further. Let's pull this lot up further as well. You know what? Maybe don't get too close. Just wait right there. And stop sprinting. Okay, looks like that band of outlaws is indeed making their way towards the retinue, which actually isn't the worst thing in the world. Let's tuck in a little bit. Just see how we do here. Okay, here they come. Okay, you know what? Take position behind the line. Okay, looks like they are going to go and engage the militia footmen. That's great for me, which means we can move you lot over. Which means I want to close ranks here. Looks like they are switching positions. They are going to be engaging the militia footmen. Alright, which means we can now do an enveloping maneuver. Okay, yeah, you hold them right there. You stay exactly still. Okay, you are going to execute a flank there. You are going to pull around the back and then charge in the side. Excellent. Alright, now we watch. And we've done it. Look at that. Perfect fight. We did lose quite a few of our small armsmen, but that's okay. There we go. We're going to go ahead and get everybody sent off back to work. Let's put a couple people on the old corpse pit. And we're going to get someone on the small stone church. Why is this corpseman working on a family farm? That is a little concerning. Conrad, what are you selling exactly? You're selling vegetable. Okay, what's your home? Ah, you live out of there. Okay, that makes more sense. Whoa, check out how they're having to build this house to make it work on the slope. I really love how adaptable the housing system in this game is. It's so cool. It really makes you feel like you're building a living, breathing little village, doesn't it? Okay, so same story as before. We're going hard into veggie meta. Now, that isn't going to get us through to the late game, but it is at the very least going to make it so that we don't have to worry too much about starving. I believe. It hasn't paid off yet, but I believe. And I'm almost certain we're going to want a couple more people working the granary at this point now. Another bandit camp already, huh? That one's not too far off. Before it gets too late in the year, let's go ahead and rally up the spearmen again, as well as the sidearmsmen. Let's get them off on there, getting them fighting. Oh, and here they come, picking a fight with the wrong dudes, let me tell you. All right, bring it on over into here, and execute the flank. Okay. Sort of got the order all backwards here. Sidearmsmen, I really want you to maintain your ground. You guys are going to push hard. Hit them with the charge, and we should see them just melt. I'm going to speed through this one. We've seen that exact fight about 6,000 times. Okay, the smaller group can go and clean up the camp. Oh, nice. And we managed to pay our taxes. Yes, we did. We've paid our taxes, and we now get to... we now have enough cash to expand. I wanted to build our next settlement. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to claim Waldebrand here. Claim that with influence. All right. And look at that. We can go ahead and stick all that in the treasury. Excellent. And there it is. Waldebrand is ours. Fantastic. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until the next episode in order to check that out. Thank you all so much for hanging out today for a little bit more Manorlords. I hope you've enjoyed the content. Magic and I have sure as hell enjoyed making it. It has been a real treat being here with you today, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?